Hey everybody, welcome to yoga. I'm super excited to have you here. Welcome to my studio. This is sort of the corner of my studio, and I have some beautiful objects and crystals, and it's just lovely. It's just lovely to have a space. So I get asked a lot, where do I do yoga if I don't have a studio, if I don't have a designated space? And here's what I would tell you. Prior to me having the studio, I found space. I moved my office furniture sort of to the perimeters of the room so that I had an open space in my office. I've also practiced behind a sofa. So in my family room, in a place where I lived prior to living here, I had sort of space on the back side of the sofa, and I just laid my mat out there. So it's irrelevant where you practice, as long as you are as free of distractions as you can be. You can also practice on your deck, or if you have a patio while the weather's still warm, that's really nice to be outside and to connect. So just some ideas. You don't have to have a perfect space. You can make do with just about anywhere. So find a comfortable place to be to practice. I have told many clients to just put a sign on your door, do not disturb for the next hour. And it's just an appointment that you make for yourself, with yourself, and it's important. So welcome to my space, and it's great to have you here. So I teach a very intuitive, sensation-based practice. You will not see me doing the postures. I will just talk you through it. If you attend a class in person, it will be very similar. It is very rare for me to do a posture in a class. And the reason why is I want you as a student to understand your body and to feel the sensation that your body's feeling, and not be cognitively worried about what you see. If you need some images, or if you need a one-on-one, a quick one-on-one to understand my cues, and you're just not sure what I'm getting at, just reach out to me, and I'd be happy to jump on a Zoom call and work with you individually, just as a gift to you. If you're unsure of my cues and you want to continue to practice this way, but you're not sure what I mean by something, just reach out to me and I'd be happy to explain it and even show it. All right, so we're going to start today's practice face down on our bellies on our mat. So I like to come with my hands stacked like this, and I just rest my head on my hands. I want you to splay yourself out on your belly. I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera off. I want you just to listen to my voice and get settled into your belly. So as we continue on this concept of creating, identifying, cultivating our foundation of our spirit this month, it's really important to recognize that all things are matter, and all things that are matter have a vibration. And the earth has this beautiful energy to use gravity to pull us down. I often think of, children have balloons and they sort of just flail all around, and yet we can tie them to a rock or to something heavy, and the balloon has something to weigh it down, to be connected. And I think about sometimes in our lives, it is so easy for us to feel like that balloon flailing around the sky, being whipped around from breeze to breeze, and something is keeping us anchored. Something is keeping us from being completely blown away. And I believe that anchoring is our connection to earth, and I believe it's our connection to who we are. And so sometimes when we feel as though the balloon's flailing around too much, we might need to make a bigger rock for it to hunker onto. So this month is an opportunity to slow down, to connect to the deepest parts of who you are. And so as you begin to come into your practice, just notice the sensation that you feel as you breathe, with your belly pushing against the earth. You might be on a floor, you might be on carpeting, you might be on something that's not directly on the earth, but just use your imagination to feel that heaviness of what's beneath you. And then feel your body breathing against that surface. Inhale, the belly expands, becomes full. The exhale, there's this slight drawing in sensation. And see if you can lengthen your breath so that you become full as you can. The belly is as rich and plump as it can be with breath. And when you exhale, just see as though the body melts against the surface as you empty the breath. Just stay with yourself a few more rounds like that. If you've attended a class in person recently, you may have experienced me guiding you into these deeper layers, starting with the most external, which is the noise that we hear outside of our space. It could be traffic, it could be the sound of children or people. We put our attention there. And then come in just another layer to the sounds within your space. It might be the ticking of a clock. Perhaps you have music. And then go in just another layer to your mind, the noise that your mind creates. Go in another layer to your breath. And in one more layer to your heart beating in your chest. And the final layer, go into your spirit. Those principles, those values that sustain you through the changes and through life showing up. And just listen. Start to unstack your hands. Bring them right underneath your shoulders. We're still on the belly, and now the forehead comes to the mat. Start to push the palms into the floor just a little bit more. Put a little bit of pressure there till you feel your triceps start to activate and engage. And ever so slightly, begin to tuck the elbows back by the waist and maybe lift the heart an inch or so. Keep the pelvis rooted into the ground. And lower your forehead on your exhale. And then inhale again. Maybe lift the heart just an inch more, not much, in this baby cobra. And lower your forehead. Go ahead and push up to a tabletop. Sink the hips back to child's pose. So we're going to play with the sensation of the heart lifting, but staying really low to the ground here. So on your next in-breath, come up to a tabletop. Keep your knees down here. When you exhale, lower the body back to your belly. Forehead to the mat. When you inhale, peel your heart up, hips stay down, nose comes up. And when you exhale, go back to child's pose. It's so slow. And then you'll inhale, roll back up to tabletop. Maybe lower your hips just a little. And then exhale, bend your elbows and melt all the way down. It's not about strength here, it's about connection. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your nose. And exhale, child's pose. Try it even slower. Inhale, roll up, slow. Exhale, bend your elbows. Lay the body back on the mat. Inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, hips go back. Take a few more rounds like that. Feeling yourself still connected to that vibration of the earth, that gravity pulling you down, slowing you down, letting the mind become a little stiller, letting the balloon become just a tiny bit more stationary by bringing the body into a connection of breath and stillness. Perfect. The next time you're at child's pose, stay there and breathe. Maybe take your knees wide and bring your big toes to touch. And this allows the heart to have that gravity pull towards the earth as you just melt. It's so beautiful. Start to come up to tabletop. Spread your fingers nice and wide. We're going to keep that deep connection through our hands. But you're going to curl your toes under. Bring your hips up to the sky in that upside down V shape that we so commonly know as downward facing dog. The knees can be bent here. The heels don't have to touch the mat. Nothing happens, no confetti, no celebration. So find the shape of your body that feels good to you. And then think about the pressure in your hands being more in the thumb, the ball mount joint, that fatty tissue part of the thumb, and the index finger. And then lift your right leg. Bring it between your hands and lower your left knee to the mat. So we're going to stay low for the first part of the practice. And then take your left hip and just slight pressure forward. So we're in a low lunge, the hands are down, right knee is bent, left knee is on the mat, and you can shoot the left leg back just a little bit so that you're more on that quadricep attachment to the knee, not directly on the kneecap. I've even rolled up my mat a few times if I have a tender knee. And then you're going to shift the hips back and bring your right toes up towards the sky. And immediately you feel a sensation run down the right leg behind the knee into the hamstring. Keep your hips up here. Sometimes we think if we drop our hips all the way down to the heel, something's better and it's not as much sensation. So keep the hips up and aim your nose towards your right toes that are up towards the sky. It's known as a half split. The right leg is straight, left knee is bent. And we're going to link the breath. So next time you inhale, bend your right knee, come forward, back to that low lunge. Maybe the nose lifts. When you exhale, hinge back, straighten your right leg, nose towards the toes. This is slow. Inhale, bend your right knee, bring your nose up, drop your left hip just a little bit more, you'll feel a stretch. And then exhale, hinge back. Do that about 5 or 6 times. Just following your breath. No rush. Keeping that energy of gravity, slow, steady pull. And the next time the right knee is bent, you're forward in the lunge, stay there. Take your left hand and connect it to the ground. Bring your right arm up to the sky, maybe look there. Just get that dragonfly twist with the knee down. It's a beautiful sensation. And take one more breath cycle here. And lower your right hand. Tuck your left toes under. Find that upside down V shape again. Downward facing dog. And left leg this time. It lifts. Bring it forward between your hands. Lower your right knee and shimmy it back just enough to get onto that quadricep attachment. Keep the hands low. Let your right hip drop towards the ground just a little bit, not too much. We'll stay here and just breathe. Just breathe. And then the next inhale, lift your nose. And when you exhale, hinge back. And then inhale, rock forward, bend your left knee, lift your nose. And then sink back on your exhale. Toes are up, nose towards your toes. Take about 5 of those. Just listening to your breath. The next time your knee is bent, stay there. This time your right hand is going to stay plugged into the mat as your left arm sweeps up to the sky. Maybe your eyes follow it and you feel that twist. Go ahead and lower the arm. Tuck the right toes. Find that upside down V shape. Take your feet as wide as the mat, maybe even off the mat. Look at your belly and really lift the tailbone up towards the sky and try to get the heels down an inch or so. Really feel that. And then bring your eyes forward. Stay wide with your legs and walk your feet all the way up to the top of your mat. When you get there, hook an elbow and a hand together and start to sway side to side. Bend the opposite knee as you move. Nice and slow. Then let your hands just fall towards the ground. Maybe they graze the ground, maybe they don't. Slide your hands up to your shins. Take a big breath in. And then fold deep. Come up halfway and fold deep. See if you can melt the body. Take a halfway lift and a fold. Keep your legs wide. Start to peel the spine up to stand as slow as you can. When you get to the very top, your shoulders will fall. And there you are. Go ahead and walk your feet in. Just stand like a mountain in your presence. Last week we talked about the breath rising all the way up to the throat and then breathing down the legs. See if you can recreate that sensation. Maybe even feel as though the head is floating. And then the next breath in, arms go high as you can. When you exhale, reach up and over. Get a side bend. Next inhale, arms go high. Next exhale, hinge over to the left. Really feel that. Come back up to center. Fold over your legs. Let gravity pull. Slide your hands to your shins. Come up halfway. And then fold really deep. Peel your spine up slow. Come up to stand as slow as you can. Get to the top, you'll exhale. And then you'll inhale, arms go high. And exhale, reach up and over. Inhale back to center. Exhale, up and over. Come back up to center. And fold over your legs. Do that 2 more times on your own, just feeling the body, feeling the connection to your breath, feeling the pull of earth to the feet, the slowness in which you can move. After your second one, go ahead and stay in a forward fold. And bring your hands down to the mat. Step your right foot back. Bend your left knee. Bring your torso and your arms up into a low lunge, but the knee this time is off the mat. So the right leg is straight. The heels pressing to the edge of the mat and the left knee is bent. Arms are high. See if you can get really grounded into the left leg while also keeping that right heel with some energy towards the back of your mat. Not touching, not down, but just pushing. And keep your arms by your ears. And lean forward. Just lean. And now bring your arms behind you. Fingers spread wide. And the left leg is feeling that strength. Keep breathing down into the feet. You're going to bring your arms back up, straighten your torso, spin your back foot into the mat, and open up your arms lengthwise. So you'd be looking forward at your left hand. Arms are to a T. We're in what we call warrior 2. Flip your left hand as if you're holding something so precious. Maybe one of your principles, one of your roots, one of the values in which you hold. So important. It's what sustains you. Next time you breathe in, bring the left arm up to the sky. Peaceful warrior. And then slowly windmill the arms back to the mat and step your right foot to meet your left at the top of your mat. Take a halfway lift. and a forward fold. Hands find the mat. This time the left foot steps way back, right knee bends. And the arms come up and we find that low lunge. Push into the left heel with the right knee bent. Beautiful. Keep breathing that steady, full breath. Now keep your arms where they're at. Lean forward. Feel that. Your legs are so strong. They're connected to the root chakra, the base of our body, our legs, our feet. It's what connects us. And now sweep your arms back. Keep leaning forward. Bring your arms back up. Spin your back foot down. Open up to a T shape again. But the arms are lengthwise. You're looking forward over your right hand. Now flip your right palm up. Keep your left down. Here you hold palm of your hand. Perhaps another value or principle that sustains you. Feel the weight of it in your hands. Bring your right arm up to the sky. Feel the side bend of peaceful warrior. Take a breath. Windmill the arms back to the mat. Step your left forward to meet your right and stay in a fold. Go ahead and peel your body up slowly to stand. When you get to the top, lower your shoulders, maybe a sigh of an exhale, and close your eyes. Sometimes we forget just how busy our mind and our lives can be. But to slow down the practice, to slow down our mind, to slow down our movements, even our breath, can anchor us into that place within us. Go ahead and step your right foot back about halfway. Make sure that your feet are on two separate lanes of traffic here. So the left is in front, the right's behind, but it's not a super wide stance. And then reach your arms out in front like you're holding something really nice. Start to reach what you're holding in your hands forward a couple inches. And as you do this, the hips go back and the body becomes parallel to the floor. Keep reaching, finding that space, and the legs have to work hard. That line that runs down the middle of your mat, that's where your energy is going. The inner thighs are squeezing towards that line. Keep reaching, keep reaching. Eventually, the hands find maybe the left leg, maybe they frame the left leg, but your nose will go towards your knee as you round the spine. It's called pyramid pose. Draw your left hip back. Now bend your left knee enough to where your hands can touch the floor. Shift the weight into the left foot completely as you begin to lift the right leg high to the sky. Once you get in the standing split-ish, lift your hands. Remember, you're rooted, you're grounded. Take a breath. And now bring your feet together at the top of your mat in a fold. Slowly rebuild the spine. When you get to the top, the shoulders fall. This time the left foot steps about halfway back. Two separate lanes of traffic. Arms go in front. You begin to reach across the room. Keep reaching. And as you reach, the hips go back, the body becomes parallel, and eventually the hands will frame the right leg that's in front, and the nose goes towards the knee. Once you get settled into pyramid pose, pull the right hip back. And now bring the hands to the mat. Bend the right knee as much as you need to. Shift the weight forward and lift the left leg. Once you get the standing split, take the hands away. Let gravity hold you steady. The roots of your right leg hold you steady. Take a big breath in. Bring your feet together and fold. Slowly roll up. When you get to the top, exhale. As we become stiller and stiller and stiller, the mind becomes less cluttered. We feel more grounded. Our nervous system responds. Take your arms out in front. Shift the weight to your left leg. Lift your right knee. And now open your arms to a T. We're standing on our left leg. Right knee is bent up in front of us. Arms are wide like airplane wings. Take a breath in. Begin to hinge forward. Bring the right leg behind you. Keep it in the air. You're an airplane. You're flying. Breathe. Next, in breath, everything comes up, feet come together, and the eyes close. Bring your arms out in front. Shift the weight to your right leg. Lift your left knee. Open your arms to a T. Take a big breath in. Left leg starts to shoot back as you take flight in airplane. The right leg is steady, it's rooted, it's grounded, you're strong. Take a big breath in. And the feet come together, the eyes close. You stand in your presence. Bring your arms above your head. Take a long breath as you do that. And then grab your left wrist and pull up and over. Inhale back to center. Grab your right and go up and over. Come back to center and lower your arms. Take a giant step back with your left foot and turn towards that long edge of your mat. Bring your toes and your heels into one line so they're not turned out or in, they're just solid. Arms are going to splay out to a T, palms face down. Remember, that energy is going down today. So we're in a star shape. The feet, focus on the outer edge of the feet. So the instep lifts. That knife edge of the outer edge of the feet makes the inner thighs activate. And then keep reaching across the room or across the space that you're in. Slight tuck of the chin, just a tiny bit to create that sensation that the head's floating, but there's this dynamic reach. So keep reaching with your arms and keep breathing down those strong, powerful legs. Close your eyes and feel how strong and steady your legs are. And the dynamic energy of the elevation of your upper body, that floatiness like the balloon, but the anchor of your legs. Take a really big breath here. Hinge from your hips and fold into a wide forward fold. And now shift into the toes and just feel how that changes the sensation. And into the heels. Now walk your left hand into the center of your stance. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Maybe turn your head and look. Take a breath in. Right hand returns to the floor. It replaces the left. And the left arm reaches up. You turn and look. Take another breath in. Left hand lowers and you fold. Go ahead and heel and toe your feet in close. And have a seat on your mat and turn forward. Take your legs out long so your body's shaped like an L. The torso is up, the legs are long. Bring your arms above your head. Take a big breath in. Then just lay your body over your legs. And maybe it's a challenge. Maybe you can fold all the way down. Either place is perfect. Remember, this is the observation of where your thoughts go. Immediately to I can't or I can. It just is. So let your body be as it is. Stay here just for a couple breaths. And then slowly begin to come up. Nice. Now bring your right leg and open the hip and place the right foot on the inside of your left leg, above the knee. So right in that inner thigh, and then just let the hip sort of open so the right knee falls to the mat. So it's a seated tree. Your left toes are up towards the ceiling. You take a breath in and lay over the straightish left leg. And maybe the hands find the toes, maybe they don't. These symbols of postures, the tree represents, again, the roots within each of us. Start to come up slow, but keep your legs just like they are. Bring your left hand to that bent right knee. Take a long breath in, and then turn to the right. Keep turning, keep turning. Take another breath in. Turn just a little bit more. And now wind back to front, straighten both legs, maybe give a little shake and a little wiggle. Let's try the left leg. So open the hip, place the left foot on the inside of the right thigh. The right toes go up towards the ceiling. Take a long breath in. And now reach for your right toes. Maybe you get there, maybe you don't. Tuck your chin, nose to knee. And just breathe. Feel the weight of your body laying over your legs. And then as slow as you can, just start to come up. Your right hand is going to find the left knee that's still bent. Take a breath in. Turn to the left. Take a long breath in, and then on your exhale, spin back even more. And then begin to wind your belly back to front, straighten both legs. Hold your arms out in front as if you're holding that nice tray of something good. And then when you exhale, just lay back an inch. Take a breath in, and another inch. Take another breath, another inch. Just see how slow you can go. Letting gravity pull your body down to the mat. And when you arrive, bring your arms above your head. Point your toes, stretch your body as long as you can. Feel the length there. And bring the knees into the chest. Take your arms out to a T, palms face down. Maybe you feel carpeting, cool wood, maybe your deck, maybe you're in the grass. Take a breath in. Drop your knees to the left. The knees will come back to center. You will drop them over to the right. Come back up to center. Lower the feet, bring the soles to touch. Turn the palms up and let your knees open in this reclined butterfly. Bring your awareness again to the furthest most sounds that you can hear. And layer by layer, go inward to the sounds in your space. The sounds in your mind. The sounds in your breath. The sound of your heartbeats. And the sound of your spirit. You can stay as you are, stay as long as you'd like. And as you come out of this beautiful place of stillness, start at the innermost awareness, your spirit, and work your way out layer by layer by layer until you're fully aware of what's around you and in you. And then be gentle and slow as you return to reality. Spend time noticing trees this week, connecting to those core principles of your spirit. Have a beautiful rest of your day. I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you so much. Namaste.